just stay there and relax and enjoy your holiday. Leave all the running around to me. As clean as a whistle, Mother. Mother, have you been kidnapped?
Please tell me you've been kidnapped.
What were you doing out there?
Oh, I needed some air.
How did you?
Yes.
There is air in here, you know. It's not a sealed container.
It's stuffy.
Maybe that's because one of us smells of smoke.
I think somebody's having a bonfire out there.
Oh, really? Who?
How should I know?
No bonfire.
Oh.
But there was a half-smoked cigarette butt smouldering on the step.
Well, I told you the place is filthy.
It wasn't there when we arrived.
How would you know? You can't even see spiders.
You lied to me about giving up.
I didn't lie, I did give up.
No, Mother, giving up means stopping.
I stopped.
Yes, and then you started again.
Oh, what's your point?
Well, my point is, if you start again, you haven't actually stopped, have you?
Of course I have. If I hadn't actually stopped, how could I have started again?
I give up.
Good.
I just wish you could too.
I will. But not this week. I'm on my holidays.
Oh, whatever. Look, I don't want us to fight. We've both had a really rough few months, and we needed this break, and we desperately need to get on together. So, just for this week, I propose a truce.
What sort of truce?
Well, I promise I won't nag you about the smoking.
Agreed. And in return, I won't nag you about the gin and tonics.
What's gin and tonics?
The ones you're just about to pour us.
Oh. After all, we are on holiday.
Yes, indeed. Let's just enjoy some quality time together. We are here for a reason.
Cheers.
What shall we toast?
How about to Dad?
Yes. Rest in peace, Jerry.
A lovely man.
Yes. Could be.
What do you mean, could be?
Well, you know.
No, I don't know.
Well, just occasionally, he can also be, well, a bit of an arse. It's true.
But I don't want to hear it.
Good, because I don't want to talk about it.
Talk about what?
How can I answer that without talking about it?
Okay, well, just give me a hint. No details.
No details.
No, just a broad headline.
Very well. There are things about your father that I haven't told you.
That's it.
Yes.
That's the headline. There are things you haven't told me.
Yes.
What things?
You just said you don't want details.
Well, I don't.
Good. That's an end to it then.
Oh, come on.
Come on, what?
Well, you can't just leave it like that. You've got to tell me now. Tell me the things you never told me.
Very well. But I need a top up. Well, you know what men are like.
No, actually I don't.
Of course you do. Why are you here?
You know why I'm here, Mother? I'm here because I lost a father and you lost a husband. And we both needed a break.
Well, actually, we both lost a husband.
Oh, it's
Remember?
it's not the same.
No, not quite. Mine died. Yours ran off with another woman. But the net result's the same. We both lost our menfolk. Yours was just a bit more undignified about it, that's all.
What do you mean, undignified?
Well, shagging his secretary like that.
Like what?
And I bet she wasn't the first.
Oh, Mother, please.
In fact, I know she wasn't.
You know no such thing.
Oh, the village gossips are rarely wrong about these things, Laura.
Oh, yes, and who are these village gossips, Mother? Let me guess. You and your poisonous sister.
Could say what you like about your Aunt Mary.
Oh, good. I will. She's a spiteful old cow.
But she was never far from the truth, was she? She had your Edward weighed up right from the off.
Oh, charming.
She said it would never last a year, and she was right.
And no doubt you agreed with her.
Well, why wouldn't I? You know I hated Edward.
Oh, yes, you never made any real secret of that, did you?
And I know that he hated me.
Oh, no, he didn't hate you. Just...
Of course he did. I was his mother-in-law.
Oh, this isn't some sort of Les Dawson sketch, Mother. Some men do actually like their mother-in-law.
I doubt that very much. Men always get jealous because mothers have such a special bond with their daughters.
Do they?
Not us, obviously.
Anyway, stop changing the subject.
What subject?
You were telling me something about Dad?
Oh, that. Are you sure you want to know?
Probably not.
Good.
But I have to now, don't I?
No.
Oh, just tell me.
Very well. On one occasion, when we'd been married about 3 weeks or so, I got back from the shops a little earlier than usual. And I found your father in the bedroom.
Oh, no.
Wearing one of my dresses.
What?
You heard.
Dad?
Yes.
In one of your dresses?
Yes.
Which one? Well, no, I suppose not.
Well, from memory, it was a midi two-piece, light green, 3/4 length sleeve, round neck with floral print. Looked very nice on him.
But, well, what did he say?
Nothing.
What did you say?
Nothing. I went downstairs and made some tea.
Wow, that's so Victorian.
Oh, that's just how it was in those days.
Well, perhaps he was just, just trying it on.
That's undoubtedly what he was doing.
But why?
Possibly to see if he could still fit into a size 12. As I say, we didn't really discuss it.
But what didn't he bother you?
No, what should it?
Don't know, you were pretty harsh about Edward earlier.
Laura, your husband was caught trying to get into his secretary's knickers. My husband, on the other hand, was nearly caught trying to get into one of his wife's own dresses. There's a big difference. Consequently, my marriage lasted over 30 years. Yours lasted 6 months.
So you genuinely weren't bothered?
No.
That's so modern of you.
A few seconds ago, I was Victorian.
Hang on, if it didn't bother you, why did you say he could sometimes be a bit of an arse?
Oh, well, that's quite another story. One that deserves another jingle. Well, you know that I told you you something now that I've never told another living soul.
I'm not sure I'm ready for this.
You need to be. You see, your father and I, for reasons perhaps hinted at with the floral dress and other similar indiscretions too numerous to mention, we never really sang from the same hymn sheet, if you see what I mean, in the bedroom department. Well, I say hymn sheet, but for us it was more a hymn sheet and a her sheet, and never the twain shall meet on the bed sheet.
What?
Well, don't get me wrong, we had a wonderful marriage in so many ways, Laura. But your father and I never really connected physically, if you follow me.
I think so, but, well, when you say you never really connected, I mean, you did though, didn't you? Connect. I mean, at first, anyway.
I'm afraid not.
Well, no, I mean, you must have. At least once. Well, obviously, because, well, here I am.
Yes. Very much.
Mother,
Laura,
speak to me.
I am speaking to you.
What are you saying?
Pour me another gin.
Are you trying to tell me what I think you're trying to tell me?
I don't know. What do you think I'm trying to tell you?
That my father wasn't really my father.
Oh no, don't be silly, child. Nothing like that.
Oh, thank God for that. You were freaking me out just now.
No, what I'm trying to tell you is that your mother isn't really your mother.
What?
And however belatedly, I thought you ought to know. Any questions?
You thought I ought to? Yes, I have questions. I have lots of questions.
Fire away.
Well, I don't know. I mean, let's start with, what the hell are you talking about? Who do we mean?
What?
Who are you talking about?
Sorry, I'm not following this.
You just said that my mother wasn't really my mother.
Yes.
Well, you're my mother.
No, dear. You don't seem to have been paying attention. I just stated that I'm not. Not in the strict literal sense, anyway.
A strict literal sense? What other sense is there?
Well, you can be maternal, can't you? Without being, you know.
No, I don't know. Without being what?
Well, biological.
Are you saying that there was some sort of egg donor involved?
No, dear. You're not grasping the nettle.
Well, then stop speaking in riddles.
Very well. On the day of your birth, I was not in attendance. I can't put it more plainly than that. Oh, you've gone a little pale, dear. Do you need another drink?
Are you saying that you didn't actually give birth to me?
Yes, but don't worry.
Don't worry!
Because I know who did.
Oh, excellent! Well, that's all right then.
You seem a little dismayed, dear.
What? Me? No! I mean, what better way to get over a messy divorce and the loss of my father than to book a week away with some random, alcoholic, crafty, fag-smoking bad lady that for the past 30 years I actually thought was my mother!
I am not a random, alcoholic, crazy, fat-speaking bag lady. Thank you, Laura. And I am still your mother.
Are you?
Yes, just not literally.
Well then who is my mother, literally? I mean, come on. might as well get it all out in one session. It'll cut down the psychiatry bills. tell me that it's my father, well then I am out of here because this is all getting far too modern for me.
Oh, what's you babbling about, child? How can your father be your mother?
Oh, never mind. You don't want to know. Just don't ever say that on Twitter. They'll crucify you. Now, come on. You just said you know who my mother was. So, spill the beans. I'm all ears.
Shall we have another drink first?
Okay, go.
Well, you know I told you that your father and I didn't really connect.
Yes, I mean, it feels like a lifetime ago, but yes, I do still remember that particular bombshell.
Well, I was still keen to have a family. We both were. Well, him less so. Perhaps not at all. But anyway, I was.
Oh, just get to the point, Mother. Oh, I'm sorry. If you don't mind, I may still accidentally call you Mother while I think of a suitable alternative. Old habits die hard.
Well, I was very keen to find out if our particular problem was down to me or a wider issue. So I employed a young lady to help me find out the truth of it.
What sort of young lady?
Elsie, her name was. Pretty young thing. But she'd fallen on hard times and she'd become, oh, what's the expression? A lady of the night.
A vampire?
No, a professional gentleman's escort.
A prostitute?
If you must. Anyway, it was your father's birthday, so I booked him in.
Booked him in?
Yes, just spend a night with Elsie.
Wow, that is some red letter day gift, Mother.
Well, it was important. I needed to check. Well, we both did, I think.
Check what?
We needed to know if our marriage was a lost cause, or if Gerald could be encouraged to show a little more interest in the, well, female form, as it were. So I introduced him to Elsie.
And?
And he got her pregnant.
Bingo. First time lucky, eh?
It would appear so. Elsie was such a talent.
Oh, that must have knocked your confidence.
Not really, because your father later said that even though he was grateful for the experience, it finally persuaded him that his natural preferences did indeed lie elsewhere. In other words, as far as he was concerned, you were a one-off.
Me? So I was that pregnancy?
Yes. I persuaded Elsie to put her career on hold, to have the baby and put it in my care. She needed the money. Well, anyway, she agreed. Oh, and before you ask, no, you can't meet her. I'm afraid Elsie is no longer with us.
She died.
In childbirth.
Oh, shit.
I know, believe me, I've wrestled with the guilt for many years.
I killed my own mother.
Well, that's being a bit hard on yourself. You were only young at the time.
I need another drink.
Good idea.
So, well, when Dad found out, how did he react? To me, I mean.
Oh, he was thrilled. Upset about Elsie, of course. But you know he always loved you to bits. In fact, it was his idea to take you on in the first place. He adored the idea of being a father. It gave him a new sense of purpose.
So, you and Dad, were you happy?
Happy's not a word we bandied about. I'd say we were content and we had a family. In fact, I think if you hadn't come along, we may have eventually gone our separate ways. As it was, we mostly lived our own private lives, but in public we were a solid unit.
Private lives? Oh, forgive me, I'm still trying to process this.
Oh, process away. your real uncle. You ever called him that?
You told me he was Dad's brother.
Well, that was an easy way to explain away their closeness.
In fact, you told everybody he was Dad's brother.
Oh no, not everyone. We didn't tell Brian.
But who is Brian?
Your dad's brother.
So he does have a brother?
Yes, but he lives in Australia, so that wasn't an issue.
Brian from Australia, the one you said was Dad's cousin.
That's the one.
Why does it suddenly feel like my whole family tree has just been attacked by a bloody psychopathic axe-wielding lumberjack?
Just keeping you up to date with the gossip.
So, to recap, my dad's cousin isn't really my dad's cousin.
Correct.
My uncle isn't really my uncle.
Bingo.
My mother isn't really my mother.
Spot on.
But my dad is really my dad. Definitely.
Where?
Oh no! Stop it! What do you mean? Well,
obviously, I had to take Elsie's word for it. Hard to be 100% certain when you're dealing with a prostitute.
what are you trying to do to me?
She was a very busy lady. So I'm guessing there was no shortage of candidates for the father. Though in truth, none quite so wealthy. So I suppose...
But what about DNA tests or something?
Don't be ridiculous. Who would you take the samples from? Your father? Or Elsie? I'm the only one still alive. And I know I wasn't involved. Drink?
Oh, why the hell not? I am so much happier when I'm unconscious.
That's my girl.
There, that's your girl, but apparently not your daughter.
Oh, bitchy.
Doesn't this bother you?
What?
What? Well, this not being my mother all of a sudden.
It's not sudden, dear. I've not been your mother from the very beginning.
Exactly! And you choose now to tell me.
When should I choose?
I'm 35 years old.
So?
Well, I don't know. I mean, well, how about earlier?
How much earlier? The day you got married?
What?
Well, before you got married then. Your college days. The day you started school. In fact, perhaps I should have taken you to a side on your very first birthday party, just after you blew out the candle, and made it perfectly clear there and then that you were an unwanted baby orphan.
All right, you've made your point.
There's no good time for bad news, Laura.
Okay, let's flip the question. Why now? You've got this far without telling me. Why not just leave me in blissful ignorance?
When you get to my age, Laura, you'll understand.
I want to understand now.
When there comes a point in your life when you want to just clear your conscience, make peace with the world, get your affairs in order before you depart.
Oh, don't be morbid.
It's not morbid, it's a fact.
You do realise that this is just day one of our holiday.
Yes, and it's going to be fun, isn't it?
So before I do actually pass out, Mother, ex-Mother, do you have any more nuclear bombshells to land on me?
I think we've had enough revelations for one night, don't you?
Definitely.
So I'll leave it there for now.
Good. For now.
Unless you want to talk about your ex-husband.
Oh, absolutely not.
Fair enough. Shame though. I was enjoying our chat.
What about him?
Never mind. If you don't want to talk, you should take yourself off to bed. You look tired. Take a drink with you.
Bless, I probably should have an early night. What time is it?
5 to 7.
It's not as late as I thought. Nevertheless, I am feeling a little vague.
Vague?
Rudderless and motherless. Good night.
Good night. Sleep well.
Oh, for God's sake, you are so bloody transparent.
What do you mean?
You're just desperately trying to get rid of me like that for a ridiculously early night, just so you can smoke and carry on drinking.
I can do that anyway. I don't need my daughter's permission.
Yeah, or indeed mine.
Oh, touche. Anyway, we made a pact, remember?
Oh.
No nagging.
Yes, that's right. You said we'd just enjoy some much-needed quality time.
And so we shall.
Quality time? That's a hoot. You've just spent it dismantling our entire family.
Don't be such a drama queen, dear. We're exactly the same people we were half an hour ago.
No, we're not. I am half an hour older. I'm half an hour wiser. I'm half an hour more screwed up. And I'm half an hour more drunker.
Yes, getting less grammatical by the minute.
You have literally just ripped me up by the roots, like a weed.
Metaphorically, dear, not literally.
So much for some relaxing, restorative mother and daughter time. I will be driving home first thing in the morning.
Well, I wouldn't advise that.
Oh, why?
Because we came by train. And anyway, what will be the point? You don't need to sit and mope. Why not take this opportunity to start afresh? Get to know each other.
What else is there to know?
Oh, you'd be surprised. Actually, that reminds me. Did I ever tell you about my first husband?
What?
Oh, now that's a story in itself. Do pour us another drink, dear. You appear to have spilt yours.
You've been married twice.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. You just said your first husband.
Yes, but that doesn't limit me to just 2.
Christ, I literally don't know who you are.
Well, then stay and get to know me.
I don't even know who I am anymore.
Even better, stay and get to know yourself. And then tomorrow, after a good night's sleep, you can get yourself out there and have a good time.
Oh, I don't want to have a good time. I want to be miserable for the rest of my life.
Don't be daft. Why don't you visit the local disco? See if you can get yourself some action on their rebound.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
Oh, why not, Laura? I wouldn't blame you if you did. You're still young and good looking. Comparatively.
Oh, thanks. Compared to who?
Me? Anyway, a lot of men prefer an older woman. More experience.
I am far from experienced, mother. Ex-mother.
Suppose not. 6 months is not much of a marriage, even by modern standards. Anyway, I've done my bit to get the ball rolling. Now it's your turn.
My turn for what?
Confessional.
What are you, a priest?
High priestess. It's time for you to unburden yourself, to reveal your innermost secrets.
I don't have any. need to tell you something.
Instinct. It's now or never. I know it's not easy. Do you want me to help? Okay, let's start with this. Did you wonder why your marriage only lasted 6 months?
Well, I would have thought that was obvious.
Obvious?
Well, the secretary. My husband clearly found his kicks elsewhere.
Yes, but is that the whole story?
Well, I don't know. You tell me. I always seem to be the last to know.
Look, did you wonder why your husband got his kicks elsewhere? I mean, you're an attractive lady. I did once see the secretary. She was no oil painting.
Well, because, well, that's just men, I suppose. I clearly didn't tickle his fancy.
That's a lovely way of putting it.
Oh, stop making fun of me.
I'm not. The question is, did he tickle your fancy? Sexual chemistry's a strange thing, Laura. It's no one's fault. It's just that, well, as your own father clearly demonstrated, we're not all built the same. We're not machines. We may have the same sorts of knobs and buttons, but sometimes those knobs and buttons have very different functions depending on who's pressing them.
Nice image, but well, what's it got to do with me?
Like father, like daughter.
Meaning?
Meaning, did it ever occur to you that perhaps you were also built differently? That, like your father, you also weren't inclined to, you know,
To what?
to play with a straight bat.
What?
Oh, sorry, I know you don't do cricket. Let's stop playing games. Let's dispense with the straight bat. And instead, I'll just ask you a straight question. Ready?
Oh, I don't know. It sounds scary.
It's not, I promise. So here goes. Laura, my dearest Laura, how long have you known that you are a lesbian?
What? I am not a lesbian.
Oh, please, Laura, not today of all days. Just get it done. It'll make you feel better, I promise. Just say it.
I think possibly I might be a lesbian.
Yay, congratulations. This calls for a celebratory drink. I'll pour if I don't mind. I see your hands are a little shaky. And this stuff's far too good to waste. So, to get back to my actual question, how long have you known?
I don't know. Not really.
Hazard a rough guess.
Oh, well, since I got married, I guess. Well, no, a bit before that, really. Anyway, well, sort of, half-heartedly. More to the point, how long have you known?
Oh, since you were about 16.
What? How? I didn't even know myself then.
Parental instinct. I've become attuned to certain subtle signals from my experiences with Gerald. And after all, like father, like daughter.
Did he know too?
Oh yes. Oh, we often discussed it.
Oh my goodness, what must he have thought of me?
The world, of course. What else?
This is ridiculous. You both knew. I mean, why didn't you tell me I was a lesbian?
I think that would have come under the heading of just plain weird.
You let me get married
I do. In fact, now that you've faced your demons, I predict that this time next year you'll be happily remarried and the proud mother of 2 wonderful cats.
Not all lesbians have cats.
Oh, I know. Some of the more modern ones even have kids these days. But take my advice, cats are much less trouble and much cheaper too. Anyway, that's for the future. In the meantime, a good start to your new life would be to visit McCarthy's in the town centre, just down the road here, a 10-minute walk.
What's McCarthy's?
A gay club, apparently. I've looked it up for you. Looks very nice. Tomorrow night they're having a happy hour on cocktails.
You really are quite something, aren't you?
Well, that's what mothers are for. And as you don't officially have one at the moment, I'd like to stay on in the role for a while, just to tide you over until you're happily settled with a new partner. If you'll have me, of course.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
You're the best fake mother a girl could ever have.
That's very touching. Oh, I see your hands have stopped shaking. Pour us a little drink, would you?
So where were we? To doubt.
No, we've already done him. I propose a new toast to women. They're so much more fun.
I do hope so. And what about you?
What about me?
Well, after everything you've been through with Dad and stuff, do you still prefer playing with a straight bat?
Oh, hardly matters to me. My cricketing days are over. But I've had a good innings, believe you me. Hit quite a few impressive boundaries in my time.
Yes, I bet you have. So you don't fancy joining me for cocktails at McCarthy's tomorrow night?
Oh, I wouldn't want to cramp your style, dear. And I doubt they've got proper wheelchair access. No, you run along and enjoy yourself. I'll invite a couple of old friends over the night to keep me company.
What old friends?
Gin and fags. Never let me down those two. Don't worry, I'll be in bed by 10. If you decide to invite someone back to the chalet.
Oh, Mum, I am not going to invite someone back to the chalet.
Oh, don't be so defeatist, dear. Keep your options open. You're on your holidays. You're allowed to party. Oh, but there's one golden house rule for any new guests.
Which is?
Women only.
I will drink to that.